Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Max. My channel's name is The Covered Caller. My little dog's name is Jax. He's right here. I think he's coming over here right now. All right. Hey, let's look at the ULTY trades. As you guys know, if you saw my video from yesterday, ULTY appears to have made a strategy change. Now, I haven't got any confirmation from this from YieldMax. It's just something I noticed, and ETF Inspector also noticed it. Actually, he noticed it first. That's how I noticed it. In any event, I'm going to have a little 5-minute show here until they kind of get settled with a new strategy. So let's kind of see what's going on. The number one way, if you want to keep up with their trades to do it in their positions, is watch ETF Inspector. He does a comprehensive look at everything. I'm just going to kind of pull some of the strategies out here and show you what I think they're doing. I think they are trying to rebuild this. I get the feeling they're trying to rebuild the strategy, but it may take a little while. But anyway, for the time being, we'll just check it out. All right, so here, and I put a couple of the trades in option strat. This was the one I liked the most. This is their Palantir position. It also should be noted that yesterday they said they were going to start using more blue chippy type stocks. So I'm thinking that means less Mara, less Bitcoin immersion, and more Palantir and NVIDIA. So I think maybe this is a foray into, a little bit more blue chippy or bigger cap stocks. Palantir. Anyway, so they did something really interesting on this. They're long, what is that, 550,000 shares? Yeah, they're long 550,000 shares, but they sold a call and they bought a put, otherwise known as a caller, but they didn't fully cover their shares. So the caller was their old strategy, but they were generally fully covered, which gave them fully capped upside and fully capped downside. On this baby right here, they're pretty much going to have, depending on when they manage it, they're going to get, probably 80% of the 80 or 90% of the upside, at least up to a point, and 80 or 90% of the downside. They've almost got it's close to a stock position. But anyway, that one should have extra upside. Be good if Palantir goes up, bad if Palantir goes down. So that's one of their trades. Let's look over here. I programmed a couple of other ones in. So here they have Astera Labs. And this one is this is their new strategy. And it's kind of like a covered strangle. Well, no, this one isn't. Anyway, they're selling a couple of tranches of calls and they're buying puts. Actually, this is their old strategy still. So that's fine. The old strategy can work, on stocks that you maybe think are going to go down. The old strategy, can work, whatever. But in any event, so that's Astera Lab. That's the old strategy. Cipher. Now this one's weird. This one is weird. They rolled this from another position, but when you look at check this out with me. I almost think this is a misprint on that their custodian messed up. So they don't have any shares of Cipher. This is their holdings. They have shares of Celsius, but they don't have any shares of Cipher unless I missed them on here somewhere. Now they did, but their new trade, what they did is it looks like they rolled this Cipher trade down. They had sold the 205 calls. They bought them back at a penny. Great job. Rolled down to the 185 calls and sold it for 36 cents. So they brought in some money, but then when you compare it with the positions, it looks like this is a risk reversal. They sold a call to buy puts. They call this a risky. The pro traders do. I call it a risk reversal, but it's you're selling calls and it pays for puts. It's also a short synthetic or it's a short combo. Yeah, option strat's calling it a short combo. So this is just straight short exposure to the market. Now, usually they do long only. This kind of surprises me a little bit. Do they think Cipher's gonna go down? Also, to be fair, they had a more conventional position on yesterday, and they rolled into this one. So, I'm going to have to start watching this every day for a few more days until I catch up with them. Like I say, go to ETF Inspector if you want to know, especially to the dollars and cents, what kind of income they're bringing in. He's going to help you be able to estimate the dividends. I'm just trying to look at what the heck they're doing with these strategies. So we got Cipher A Lab, then we got ULTY, we got a caller on an IRID. So let's check out IRIN. So this is the old strategy. They own shares, sold a call, bought a put. Anyway, these expire Friday. We'll see next week if they establish a new IRIN position, if they'll put on the newer strategy, which is more like a covered strangle or a defined risk strangle. It's not even really that, though, because the strangle doesn't own stock at the same time. It's just an overlay. It's a defined risk overlay is the new strategy, meant to limit the put drag. I think the reason they're switching, if you put a true serum in them, that when they were buying options or buying stock, selling call, and buying a put, this put right here has too much. It's called put drag, or just dragging on the portfolio. See right here, that negative 36 on theta. That's this trade's costing them $36 a day, or that position is costing them $36 a day. Now, granted, the call's bringing in $80 a day in time decay, but they found a more efficient way to buy the put option. And just let me show you real quick the way they're doing it lately. In this, they are doing it on this position, but if they were, it would look like this. They would sell a put, and that'd be kind of a modified lightning spread. But the whole theory on that is this put earns $84 a day. So they could even sell a lower put. They could just sell a put to offset the $36. This other one's costing them $36 a day. But anyway, so they're doing strategies like this. That's what I'm calling the new strategy. But they don't have it on in this one. And I know I said this would be a 5-minute report. So let's see what else. I know other people don't like to get bogged down in the intricacies of these trades as much as I do, but in any event, now we can look at the trades they had on yesterday. Their Celsius trade is up $34,000. Their Lululemon trade is down $84,000. This is their yesterday Cipher trade that lost money. Okay, well I didn't realize that that was their yesterday Cipher trade. What looked like this. And then they rolled it into the one I showed you, short combo. So I don't know what they're doing on Cipher. Let me show you the spreadsheet really quick. All right, the trades are over here on the left, but the positions are on the right. The yellow indicates the new strategy. Lulu's a new strategy. Oklo's a new strategy. Rocket Lab is the new strategy, but they have some old strategies on also. Astera Lab appears to be an old strategy. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on this stuff. I know I've gone over the time limit. I appreciate you guys watching. Put it in the comments. Put questions in the comments if you have any questions. It looks like the market just opened. SPY gap down a little bit. So not too far, though. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Thank you very much.